So a little bit about me. I'm Joshua Plick. I have a small web development shop focused on Phoenix LiveView development. I've been developing software professionally for the past 8 years. I've been using LiveView full-time for the past 2 years, and LiveView's only been out for about 3 years. And so that would probably position me as an expert in the space. And I would like to tell you that I am a LiveView zealot, if you couldn't tell. You may recognize me from my ElixirConf presentation in October of last year, where I talked about production patterns when developing Phoenix LiveView applications. It's just a quick Google search away if you are somebody who's interested in that topic. And if you can't figure it out, if you can't figure it out by now, I'm pretty much a LiveView crackhead. I'm a LiveView zealot, and I'm here to try and convince you that Silicon Valley has it all wrong, and that the way to develop applications is to go back to what was, which is HTML over the wire, sending everything over the wire once again. So let's go back in time to the internet of old, codinghorror.com, the era of blogs, 2010, 2011, 2012. The era of blogs, this was the state of the internet at that time. This was right when Gmail was about to come out. Gmail hadn't come out yet. We're going to talk about Gmail. The world at that time was the multi-page application, where you would get the entire payload of the page, you'd click a link, and you'd download the entire payload again. This was the state of the internet at that time. And it was very easy to build applications at that time because you had one language and you needed one person, and you could develop the entire full stack of the application. And so what that looked like in terms of user experience and complexity, these are called multi-page applications, in the sense that you didn't get a lot of power, and it didn't take that much mental overhead to develop these applications. But then Google changed the game. When Gmail came out, the world had no idea what was to come, in the sense that you had applications like this, where you had pop-ups, where you could actually type and do multitasking in applications, where you click on a page, you don't get taken to a whole new page. The user experience of a single page application was so superior to the multi-page apps that we were used to that it took the world by storm. As a result, web development changed forever. And so you have applications like LinkedIn, which is using Ember.js on the front end. You have applications like Twitter, which originally was written in Ruby on Rails as a full stack application. And it got rewritten in Scala on the back end. And I believe they're using React on the front end. I'm not sure, but pretty much what I'm getting at is every application now, this is Reddit. Everything has that SPA, that separate front end with the API as a back end. And so this is where we arrived. This is what the world looks like today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how the modern web is currently built. The modern web is beautiful. It's clearly superior to the multi-page apps of the past. This is why it's taken the world by storm. But I have one question for you, which is, at what cost has this occurred? Once again, we've seen that we've increased in user experience, but that came at the price of increased complexity. So what was the multi-page app where you had one language, one developer, ultra-fast development, no context switch. That's the key. The difference between productivity and no productivity is two things, which is no context switch in regards to language, and even server with regards to JavaScript on the front end, Elixir on the back end. And in addition to that, this is what single page applications have brought to us. You need 3 people now to develop what was one person. One person could do the whole thing because they didn't have to communicate between a front end and a back end and broker a contract between them. Now you need 3 people. You need a front end developer, you need a back end developer. And because of that, the complexity is so high between communicating between the front end and the back end, you need a dedicated person, typically an engineering manager or the project lead, who is brokering the contract with regards to, okay, this is what the API structure needs to look like. Hey, front end developer, go build against this structure that we've come up with. It's not built on the back end yet. Say the front end developer then develops against that fake backend, but for some reason the backend developer didn't implement it in that exact same fashion as defined by that document. Now you've got a problem where you've got 2 applications that are fully built, but because that contract wasn't firmly tied to by the backend developer, they're struggling. Like there's just so much overhead when you're building single page applications. We can do better. And so when Chris McCord in December 2018 releases Phoenix LiveView, this is what was said. Phoenix LiveView is an exciting new library which enables rich, real-time user experiences with server-rendered HTML. LiveView-powered applications are stateful on the server with bidirectional communication via WebSockets, offering a vastly simplified programming model compared to JavaScript alternatives. And this is where the presentation is going to get kind of cool, because he released in April 2020 this 15-minute YouTube video where he, within the span of 15 minutes, created a Twitter clone with live feature sets where when you would like or retweet a post, it would show up automatically on someone else's timeline. So with the power of Phoenix and Elixir behind Phoenix LiveView, we have all these real-time feature sets that we can easily bolt on together, where this man was able to create a 15-minute presentation where you had complete feature sets built with live support of auto-updating the DOM, the front end, across multiple clients. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the sweet spot. The sweet spot that is Phoenix LiveView, which is lots of gain and opportunity and power in regards to user experience, but low on the complexity side. Let's get into it. Let's look at a production grade problem and how we were able to solve this at or equals. So I have a production application running. So running on localhost 4000. So there's this client that we have. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, which is in the southeastern corner of the United States. And there's a company that delivers groceries from local farmers to your doorstep. They really took off during the pandemic because the world had, the lockdowns came and everybody was trying to get groceries, but nobody was trying to go to the grocery store. I'm not trying to catch that. This really made this business take off. So they were flush with new cash from new clients, and they were flush with new problems. So we built them an entire application from front end to back end in Phoenix LiveView that services both their back end inventory management and getting payments from customers, and the customers being able to order from the store. So one of the features that we built, so Philip, who I'm actually going to bring up in this presentation, Philip is a developer at or equals. He has only a year and a half of experience, and he was able to build this entire feature set that is user facing. And what I'm about to show you is what one developer was able to put together with almost pretty much a year of experience at that time. So let's just look at this is Phoenix LiveView, and let's just look at how powerful this is. So this is being able to add add-ons to your order. We can get a cheese with each delivery or eggs with each delivery. So we'll add it. We get $6.99 in the total. Let's add another one. Let's add some milk, $5.99. And so we can dynamically update everything. So, and then we can discard all of our changes. So that actually does a redirect. But essentially, look how fast this is. This is a spa-like experience. But this is all backend code. How does that? What? That's incredible. I wish I could see you guys' faces. Because if I was sitting in the crowd right now, this is insane. This is somebody with less than 2 years of experience who was able to build a real-time updating page all in one language. And that's because of the power of Phoenix LiveView. The value that you get from using LiveView, I feel like I should be paying for this. Somebody should be getting paid. I should be paying somebody to, this is ridiculous. So with LiveView, this was a real live demo of a production grade system. One language. This is what was old is new. One language, one developer, ultra fast development, no context switch between systems, no contracts between the front end and the back end, no validation on the front end and the back end, no having to say do created at underscore to created at camel case. Junior developers can build things with this much power, this much functionality because of Phoenix LiveView. Ladies and gentlemen, LiveView is the real deal.